I mentioned at the end of my last post that I had a sudden surge of Twitter followers. It has begun to be a problem. My account has been bombarding Twitter with pornographic images and links. Several friends have commented, and I have had to have a meeting in work with HR about it, and they warned me about my conduct referring to their social media appropriate use policy. For the time being, they are accepting my explanation that I'm being hacked. Much more problematic is various images of my home address, bank details, and even specific transactions I have made that my account has shared with the internet at large. There is a pattern. My account will tweet an image to a high-profile celebrity, which will then retweet it within seconds. Before I am even aware, it will have been retweeted thousands of times. I have had to delete my Twitter account and even close down my bank accounts. It's troubling how easy it has been for someone to access very private and potentially damaging information about me. The exposé goes on regardless. This issue is too important to be stalled by some petty online mischief. I shared my original post to raise awareness about what I believe is at best misinformation and at worst significant and uncontrolled misuse of artificial intelligence. One pleasing byproduct has been that I have been contacted by someone in an area of AI where I have little knowledge and few contacts. She also believes that the public need to be made aware of what is happening in her industry. She is a postdoctoral researcher in pandemic control at the Defense Technology and Science Laboratory, or, as most people know it, Porton Down. If you aren't aware of it, Porton Down is the UK's highest clearance military research facility. The fact that the UK government has this webpage to downplay rumors about what goes on there perhaps tells you everything you need to know about its top-secret and highly divisive work. The profile of sectors that are likely to be revolutionized by AI is fairly well documented. Anything that involves the automation of routine tasks and the processing of vast quantities of data to establish patterns and meanings is a likely hotbed for AI intervention. This means that medicine is one of the key battlegrounds for AI development. Robot doctors are a scary thought for some, but diagnosis is simply collecting patient symptom data and cross-referencing it against disease symptom profiles. Doctors are amongst the brightest human minds, but the best of them cannot hope to consistently and accurately recall the staggering array of diseases and their effects. There is a common saying in medicine, when you hear hoofbeats, think horses, not zebras. In essence, a call to keep things simple and diagnose to the most common disease that matches the symptom profile. This medical axiom merely serves to reinforce the point. Doctors have both imperfect recall and human emotion as barriers to perfect diagnosis. Consider then Watson, an AI diagnosis program that is already in common use, both in training young doctors and in providing the second opinions used as safety net against both doctor imperfection and our increasingly litigious society. Using AI to improve the quality of medical care is a positive, but my new contact alleges that other AI applications have a more unseen and insidious presence in global medicine. She told me there is an AI program called Organism that is used to model disease and pharmaceutical impact. Animal testing is increasingly frowned upon, and while banned for non-essential uses, such as cosmetics testing, is still standard practice in medical research. Organism has been developed to perfectly model various life forms and has been used for the last 3 years alongside animal testing to model the impact of developmental pharmaceuticals on white mice. After introduction in 2015, the organism model was consistently able to reproduce results observed in actual live mice. Further, by as early as September of the same year, organism was able to accurately predict outcomes and effects that real-life testing was not even looking for to a statistically significant level. She has shared with me test files, internal reports, and memos appearing on first assessment to be genuine and verifying these allegations. The potential impact of this could be both revolutionary and terrifying. On the positive side, millions of animal lives, research hours, and taxpayers' money could be saved by using computer modeling in this way. On the less palatable side, my contact alleges that the FDA in America and the MHRA in the UK are already in advanced stages of consultation with several major pharma companies about accepting organism data as part of the drug approval process without the public's knowledge. Can we truly be confident that a computer model is safe? That there is little public awareness of this is troubling. Much more concerning, however, is the rest of what she told me. Organism has now reached a stage where it is believed to have a completely viable model to replicate human testing. This could potentially eliminate the need for medical trials and the astronomical costs and huge failure rate for new drugs that this brings. Time, cost, the clinical evidence burden, and the high likelihood of a new drug being scrapped if any human side effects are shown during trials are the cornerstone of the pharma industry's business model. A computer modeling system could take years off the development cycle, billions off the development costs, and bring many more drugs to market. This all sounds great. More cures for more diseases, but more drugs and higher success rates would cripple the profit model of the pharma giants. Drug companies don't charge you for what goes into their products. They charge you for failure. And they charge you for hope. They would hate a technology like this becoming mainstream and are resisting it strongly. Instead, it has been seized upon by the military. My contact's claim is that organism is being used in Porton Down to study pathogen impact, ostensibly to find counter-agents to biological weapons. But where does it end? She claims that there is a project called Red Kiss, requiring the highest levels of security clearance, which she does not have. She has something better, however. Pillow talk. She is romantically involved with one of the senior researchers and alleges that he has told her that Red Kiss would make an Ebola outbreak look like a case of the sniffles. An AI-developed superpathogen would certainly be alarming, but as with all of these things, I remain skeptical about putting my full faith in them without further evidence. She has agreed to a face-to-face meeting, which will necessitate a flight to Europe next week, and where I hope to get some sort of proof. This has become a personal mission for me now, to ensure the truth gets out. Zach had been notable by his absence since our last meeting. I wanted more details about the alleged Scribe Salvador Big Bird scenario, but he seemed to have disappeared off the face of the earth. Until I got an email from an old account of his asking to meet up. This struck me as odd. He has been adamantly steering clear of email since his off-grid epiphany. He proposed a meeting time and place in the city, quite close to where I live. This raised a further red flag, so I agreed to the meet, but instead chose to observe the meeting location on the date in question. I know nothing about espionage beyond watching Jason Bourne movies. I scoped out the area the day before and found a barber's across the road with a line-of-sight view into the coffee shop. I went for a haircut and watched the coffee shop. Zach didn't show. When I got home, there was another email waiting for me from Zach's account with an attachment. A 27-megabyte WAV file called Sorrow. Is this the apocryphal Ballad of Sorrow? Has Zach found a copy to share with me as part of the exposé? Or has it been sent for a more malign purpose by an unknown agent? I have yet to listen to the file. I have talked to a colleague with expertise in the digital audio field. He was thrilled to get a potentially authentic copy of the legendary file, but I haven't had his analysis of it back yet. I have a copy of Sorrow on my Bluetooth headphones as I prepare to board my transatlantic flight to find out more about Red Kiss.